The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser-cut dice towers, tokens, and more developed by a gamer for gamers and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gideon Block, a paladin with a tragic past.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Poppy Tealeaf, a Habbo and Halfling druid searching for a new life.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Zonimus Dinar, a half-elf rogue with a past he can't seem to escape.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Coughran Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer setting out to understand his own arcane gifts.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Calaban Frontier. You're in trouble. What began as a mission to rescue the McKee family from whatever fate had befallen them, being captured by a pack of yotes, has gone a bit sideways. You attempted to sneak into the camp, but were very quickly discovered, raising the alarm and quickly getting yourselves surrounded by 4 yotes. The mephits weren't so bad. You were able to deal with them fairly quickly. But then Aldonza showed up. The massive leonine form padding out of the gloom of the twilight. Standing proudly before you, a woman from the waist up, a lion from the waist down. Gideon, you are currently trapped between a pair of yote warriors who have been harassing you. You just humiliated Aldonza, forcing her to grovel before you, which she did not seem to like at all, turning her gaze and her ire towards you. Zonimus, you were briefly blinded by the dust breath of the mephit before managing finally to get your eyes clear. You also have a yote that is breathing down the back of your neck, menacing you as you are attempting to get back to the rest of the party to assist. Coughran, up until just now, you've been asleep. Luckily though, Poppy has given you a awakening, bringing you back into the present time and into the present fight. And just to remind everybody of the initiative order, it goes Aldonza first, and it is her turn. Then it will go to Coughran, then to Zonimus, Gideon, the yotes, and then Poppy.
Yay.
So, Aldonza, she surveys this scene before her and looks to you, Gideon, where you have drawn your weapon, leveling it at her. She looks at you and says, I suggest, fair warrior, you put that weapon down and leave it. Give me a wisdom save.
Here we go. 20.
20. All right, yeah, you successfully save against the spell. She just tilts her head at you. Much, much stronger than I initially anticipated. Well, no matter. Coughran, you are back and ready to go.
I am laying on my back, kind of looking up at the sky and seeing Poppy.
The stars are beautiful tonight.
Poppy, like, shaking this decanter over my face. And I lean my head back on the ground so that I'm looking, past my forehead toward this thing that's behind us there, and everything kind of comes back into play. And I start chanting a little, and these arcane words tumble out, casting Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Ooh.
And this hand, this earthen hand, kind of medium-sized human-shaped hand, comes forming up out of the ground next to one of Aldonza's legs and makes a grab for her.
Okay.
So she needs to make a DC saving throw of 13.
13, okay. Ooh, yikes. She gets a 6. So, yeah, not expecting it because it was probably one of her back legs. This hand comes up and grabs her and she... What?
And so it grabs her and then squeezes her for 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Wow.
And she's restrained.
Ooh.
She can try to break free again on her turn.
Okay. And how much damage did you say that was? I'm sorry?
9.
9. Okay. Excellent. Oof. Yeah. So she looks down and like is trying to wriggle her leg free, and then just kind of looks back up at you and says, "Well."
And Coughran, grunts and grumbles, and I get up to my feet.
All right. Zonimus.
So I had my revolver and my short sword in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's behind me.
He is.
I'm going to spin with my short sword,
Okay.
stabbing at me.
Okay.
14.
14. That will hit.
Fantastic. And that is going to do 7
Okay.
as I raise my pistol and fire
Okay.
for 16.
Will hit.
And that will do 6.
6. Okay.
And then I'm going to bonus action, cunning action. I'm going to stand here and face him.
Okay.
I got her pinned. Get her. By the way, restrained also gives everybody advantage on their attack rolls against her.
Actually restrained, not grappled.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's restrained. Her speed is 0. She can't use her dex for any saves. And she has disadvantage on her attack rolls, and we have advantage.
So one of the things that you do notice as you're slashing at this yote, your weapons don't seem to be as effective as you would hope.
Neither of them?
Because neither of them are magical, right?
Right.
Yeah. And they're not silvered, right?
Right.
So the bullet, while it does wound, it's not as grievous a wound as you would normally see.
Well, upon noticing that, can I then take my cunning action?
Yes, I'll allow it.
I'm going to dash towards our restrained magical goddess.
Okay. So the yote will get attack of opportunity.
That's fine.
Come on. But it's only going to be a 12. No. All right, yeah. So you dash away from this yote towards Aldonza. Yes. Okie dokes. And that will bring us to Gideon.
Okay. The one thing I do know is I am going to use my last spell slot to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
And a couple questions. How far away is Poppy?
10 feet.
And how far away is the entrance to the tent?
Ash has laid this out very kind of Indiana Jones style on the table. It's awesome.
About 35 feet.
Okay. I will take the disengage action.
Okay.
And I am going to book it to the front of the tent.
Okay.
And dive into the tent. I know that my only movement is 30 feet.
Yeah, that'll get you right to the entrance of the tent.
Right. And that is my turn.
Okay. The yotes. Seeing that Coughran is the source of this magic that is containing Aldonza, one of the yotes that had been menacing Gideon is going to come up to you. Seeing that you have saved from the sleep gaze, will then slash at you with the scimitar, but that is only going to be a 9, so that will not hit. The other yote that had been menacing you, Zonimus, that you ran away from to go fight with Aldonza, is going to move back to you as well. And he does get advantage because he has an ally within 5 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yikes. Nat 20.
Ouch.
For 1 point less than max damage.
Oh.
13 slashing.
Okay. I still had temp hit points.
And it is non-lethal.
I'm okay.
Yay.
Okay.
I've had worse. Obviously.
All right. The other yote that had been menacing you, Gideon, is actually going to chase after you. Yeah, he can get right up back into your grill and will take a swing with his scimitar. But I don't think that's going to hit because that's only a 15.
Right.
Okay. That is it for my 4 yotes because, again, the last one is still occupied keeping hold of Twyla. Poppy.
I'm optimistic that this is going to work. But before things get too hairy, I'll go ahead and shoot Gideon a healing word, which will not be a whole lot. You get 4. Which is better than none, but you're still not great. Then I'm going to look around at the yote people, because there's the big boys that are been kind of aggressive towards us, but then there's other ones that are just kind of watching and waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, there's a couple over by the fence.
The fence, by the pen of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to brandish my flaming blade that I do still have and hold it to cast some light on myself. Oh, it's been a minute since I've done her accent. Yote people, listen to me. Aldonza has taken your pups. She has made you capture and hurt innocent people. She has oppressed and subjugated you for her own purposes. She has taken the mighty and proud Yote people and ground you down to the dirt. You are nothing more than tools for her. She doesn't care about you, your family, your pack, or your culture. Join with us against her, and we will defeat her and rescue your baby so the Yote people can be free once again. And try to get them to join the fight with us.
That's awesome.
Help us out a little bit.
Give me a persuasion check at
Check of mine.
advantage.
Yeah!
I knew that creative writing minor would come in handy. Nat 20. And a 5. So
Which one are you taking?
That's awesome.
this is my new favorite dice.
Okay, so.
I told you, Poppy's feeling strong.
Gotta make
Tell
myself
you
some
what,
notes here.
there's a little bit of that, I've been subjugated like you moment in there. That was awesome.
Stand up against your oppressors.
So immediately you notice, so the Yote that is on Coughran looks up at you because he's
Looks down at me.
down.
I'm sorry.
Notices you. You see her give, the eyes narrow a little bit. She looks back to She looks at Twyla. Twyla just gives a nod and looks back to you and gives a subtle little nod. The Yote that is next to Zonimus.
That's the one with the key.
No, the one that's got Twyla has the key.
Oh, yes, I remember that now.
The one that's on Zonimus. You see the ears flicking a little bit, glancing back at you, Poppy, and then glancing over to some of the others. And you do hear, kind of from off to the side, up near the pen, the Yotes that are up there stand up and look like they're ready to run into the fray. And then you also notice that there are 2 others who look a little bit younger, kind of basically, like teenagers, who do seem like they're willing to join the fight now. The one thing you do notice, however, is that the Yote that is holding on to Twyla, their face almost looks blank.
Oh, wow.
And the same thing for the Yote that is on Gideon. Magic. So yeah, those 2 seem to be unaffected by your stirring and moving words. But the rest of the pack does seem to be with you.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. And what-
Gideon was moved by your stirring and moving words.
I'm
what
ready
a-
to join your side.
What a good turn that was. So, Aldonza
That's what I was concerned about.
sees this little halfling who is really, really, really marshing her mellow.
I'm a little glad that my mom made me read all them books now.
It is a strength check to escape.
Yes.
What is my DC?
13.
13. All right. Oof, she is held wet tight and good.
Yes.
Because
Good.
you just hear her just let out this, "No, you will listen to me!" No. As she tries to surge forward to get at you, Poppy, because, again, you are really throwing a monkey wrench in her plans.
Good.
And she attempts to lunge at you, but that earthen grasp has her too tight, and she just... The cat claws on the front paws are just ripping at the earth, and she is just straining as hard as she can to...
Like a dog in a cartoon?
Yes, to
Against
get
a
at
leash?
you. But that will be her turn, because to escape is her action. So she can't get at the source of her ire. Makran.
So she takes 12 points of damage, max damage.
I'm super impressed, Makran.
As it squeezes, maybe squeezes back there on
Squeezes
the
a
back.
little tighter.
Yeah. And
Almost.
then I am going to unclasp my warhammer and hold it up in the air and yell, "For Poppy!" and run toward her, kind of a flavor charge.
I'm getting some new boss vibes. You won't know what that means, audience.
A 4 and a 12, which is a modified 17 to hit Aldonza with the warhammer.
That will hit right in the face.
Poppy feels so powerful right now.
And an additional 9 points of damage
Okay.
as he swings the warhammer at her.
Okay. Yeah, you swing it and you clip her good. 'Cause again, you've got her held restrained. She's not happy.
And I say, Yotes, we can get her!
All right. Xanos.
All right. I'm on her now?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And technically, you have an ally within 5 feet.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to technically take advantage of that.
All right.
So 15.
15 will hit.
Okay. And
Let's say, and did you roll at advantage? Because she is restrained.
Just in case you
all
crit.
right.
Yeah, just in case you crit.
No.
Okay.
Okay. And
It can happen. You don't know.
boom,
It would have been super cool.
Plus, he has advantage, so he already has the sneak attack.
So, right.
Yeah,
I'm just full of sneak attack.
you are.
So much
Roll them
sneaks.
all. Roll all the dice.
So 9 points of damage.
All right.
And yeah, I'm going to bring my gun up too.
Okay.
Too close for the gun?
So yeah, you're within 5 feet. So
Yeah.
technically, it would be disadvantage on the gun because it's a ranged weapon. So you would be rolling just straight.
Canceling. Yeah. 18.
18. Yeah, that'll.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
12.
12. Okay. Okay.
And I feel like it's going to get really crowded here, so I'm going to uncanny disengage.
Okie
and
dokies.
step back a bit.
Okay. How far back?
Just one spot.
Okay. So
I feel like she may be getting swarmed really soon. I look at Poppy and nod, and I look at Gideon and wink.
all right.
I said it right.
Okay. So that will indeed bring us to Gideon.
Gideon has already made his move, but he's going to use the disengage action one more time to get away from the ODM on
Okay.
and dive into the tent.
Okay.
So I'm guessing after the entrance of the tent, I have a little bit of movement, but before that, can I see if I can figure out where the pups are?
Well, to get into the tent, it's only 5 feet worth of movement.
Right.
So yeah, you're in the tent. The lighting here is very kind of low, very kind of moody. It seems kind of crowded because this again seems to be Aldonza's like personal lair. But looking around, you do see in one corner, probably good 10 feet away, is a large cage. And you see in this cage are 3 cute and adorable little what look like coyote pups.
So I'm going to head over to that, and of course I can't do anything because I use my action, but the next time I get around, I'm going to use my thieves' tools to pick the lock.
Okay.
Who needs a key? Not Gideon.
Alrighty, so then that will bring us to our yotes. So with the natural 20, you see that some yotes are affected to the point where they are seeming to, okay, we can trust these people, we'll go along with their plan. 2 other ones who seem to be the biggest and the baddest, so probably whoever constitutes the leader and his second in command of this pack. They are the 2 that are still affected. The yote that was fighting with you, Gideon, is also going to step into that tent and is going to go ahead and try to attack you. But that is only going to be an 8. So, swing and a miss.
Ducking, I'm dodging.
Ducking, dodging. And doesn't necessarily seem to be affected. Almost seems to be more upset that you are near the cage. The other yote that is still seem to be affected by whatever magic Aldonza has been using, at this point is going to throw Twyla to the ground and is going to run in right at you, Poppy.
Bring it on. She says with a tremulous voice.
Trembling little voice.
Nicely done.
All right, and scimitar. Oof. A 12?
Misses.
Miss. All right. So swing and a miss. But the yote that had originally been fighting with, at first Gideon and then Coughran, actually is now going to turn their weapon onto the yote that has just charged you.
My new best friend.
Yes.
We're Poppy.
Poppy.
Or Poppy!
And you actually hear her speak. To which she says, Orzo, stop.
No, not Orzo. He's the leader, if you don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a 12, which does hit him. So, fortunately, though, her weapon is not silvered, so it just does
Right, because
3 points.
They don't plan on attacking each other.
Yeah. They usually don't have to attack one another. And then the yote that originally you had been fighting against actually is going to turn their weapon on Aldonza.
Yay.
So now they are considered an ally. And therefore, Coughran is considered an ally, so they get their pack tactics.
Ooh.
That will be a 16 on Aldonza, which will hit. So 5 points of damage on Aldonza. And she does seem to be taking the full brunt of all of your damage, so no matter what you're using. And I think we're going to leave it at that. The other Yotes are still the ones that are on the outskirts of the battle are still a little cautious, trying to see how this is going to play out. But it appears like they are not going to, at least not get involved on Aldonza's side. Let us roll it back around to Poppy.
This is a risky move, but I'm gonna do it. I'm going to look at Orzo and... Orzo, my fight is not with you. I only wish to free your people. And then I'm gonna take the opportunity attack and go into melee with Aldonza.
What I will say, instead of him taking up an opportunity attack, because he does have you and the other Yote that is fighting him, he will not take the opportunity attack because the other Yote is keeping him busy.
Okay.
So you can make it to Aldonza without
Great.
fear.
Takes the risk out of this whole move.
Finish her.
I don't know if I have enough that much.
Oh, she still looks like she's bloodied, but she still looks
She's
raring to
healthy.
go.
Okay, so I'm going to try to hit her with my flaming blade of flames.
Flaming Blade of Flames.
Probably a 9.
A 9.
You have advantage. You have
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage.
You have
She's
advantage.
restrained.
And you
am I
have
still
blessed. You are still blessed, actually. We've
Hashtag.
forgotten about blessed.
So that's actually going to be 21 to hit.
21. All right. Yes, that will most definitely hit.
So it's going to be 3d6. I don't want those 3, I want these 3. Heck yeah. That's going to be 13 damage.
13 points damage. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, she is starting to look a little hurt. But she is most upset.
And understanding that it's highly likely that if she breaks free of this grapple that I will be just pummeled.
Target numero uno.
It is not okay to take free will away from beautiful creatures and beings for your own profits and purposes. That's not a good thing to do. And that was my bonus action.
I need a feat that's
Right.
I'm a preachy magical girl.
Some type of inspiration, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Angry
Soapbox.
Poppy.
Rebellious leader.
We'll just reflavor Vicious Mockery to
Ooh, yeah, it becomes stern inspiration.
finger wagging.
Howdy friends, Michael Cross here, taking just a few moments away from Red Dirt D&D, asking you to become a patron of this podcast. Your support means we can add a lot of extra niceties to the show in the form of artwork and music, as well as supporting our cast and crew. Patrons get early access to content as well as bonus material, along with access to our Discord server. You can even get an invite to monthly Q&A sessions and DM classes, maybe even a 2-hour game session with our very own Dungeon Master, Ash King. We have 6 different monthly levels to choose, ranging from $5 to $100. Head over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd right now to show your support for this new podcast. Now, back to Tales from the Caliban Frontier.
All right, so Aldonza surrounded, her own minions about turned against her. She kind of looks around. Situation is not going well for her, but she seems committed to the bit. So she is going to try and once more, well, first things first, she's got to escape before she can even decide what the heck she wants to do. That's a 17.
She's loose. She's loose.
All right, Poppy.
The good news is I'm at full health right now.
She's going to attempt to grapple you.
But was the removal, was that an action to get out?
It is an action to get out.
But she does have multi-attack.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just making sure.
This is a roller coaster of hope and fear.
So yeah, so she's basically going to attempt to grapple the halfling. I have to have some fun.
Yes, you do.
No, you're not supposed to play. We play, and you just get beaten.
I just get beaten. So since it's a grapple, you do get to attempt to resist with either strength, athletics, or dex acrobatics.
Oh, thank the Lord. For the record, I have a minus to strength. So, and I'm blessed.
But it's only for saves or attacks. Bless doesn't work on
ability checks. We talked about this last time, too. I need to write myself a note. Okay, so we'll go with acrobatics. I have a +3. Let's see if I can just roll real good. That'd be super awesome. I didn't. That's an 8.
Oh.
So 8
no.
plus 3 is a... It's not great, but I feel like fate wants me
Are
to
you
not.
feeling
Are you
lucky?
feeling fate?
Yeah, I am feeling pretty lucky.
You want to go all in?
Oh, wait. I only have 2.
Well, that's fine.
Wait, I'm just going to use
Place your bet.
one.
Place your bet. You can re-roll.
And this dice doesn't roll good for this one. He is banned. This is the one that gave me that 20 second ago, and
If
it's
he fails you now, you microwave him.
Oh no.
it's a 6. +3 is a 9.
Fate was not on your side today,
It
Poppy.
wants me to be grappled. Maybe there's a greater purpose. I can stab her hand later.
Yeah, so Aldonza, with, her human hand, basically grabs you around the throat. And without any effort, just lifts. And so lifts you up so that the two of you can look eye to eye.
It's not nice.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. And that's her turn. McBride.
So she breaks loose and that hand just kind of crumbles into the dust. But then near her other leg, it reforms and comes back out again. So make another save. Or don't make one.
Yes.
Dang it! Ah, woo! That's a 5.
So I'm being grappled by someone who's being grappled.
My
Being
damage dice
restrained.
are hot tonight.
Yeah, double grappling here.
So it comes back up, boom, grabs her on the other leg. 11 points of damage for the squeeze. Cheese and crackers. Coughran swings, but maybe he's worried about Poppy. Maybe I'm worried about Poppy. And neither one of those is going to hit. I rolled a 5 and a 4.
Okay. Zonimus.
Oh, I want to step up and swing and poke something into that nice open fleshy area under the arm as
Okay.
her arm is raised, holding our beloved Poppy
With advantage again.
and the savior of the Yotes. With advantage again. I rolled a 1, but it was with advantage. I rolled a 2. I'm
worried about
I'm gonna
hitting
go
Poppy.
ahead and I'm gonna. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna rub my
No?
tattoo here.
No, you're not feeling.
I don't know which tattoo I'm rubbing, but I'm rubbing one.
Fate
And,
again.
Using the fate chips.
using the fate chips.
Chips are flying.
Using the fate chip.
We know
brought
that
to you
fate
by
wants Poppy to live.
KOS Houston.
That's right. Yeah.
And that time I got 25.
Oh, yeah.
And you get your sneak attack.
And I get the sneak attack, and that is that with that. And that is 14 damage.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aldonza cries out in pain, but does not drop the halfling. Actually, no. Hold on. I like this.
How
We're
tall
gonna
is
do it
she?
like a.
So I was going for that spot right there.
We're gonna do it like a concentration check. So the total damage was 14. Okay,
Yes.
so she's got to beat at least a 10 to continue to hold Poppy. That's a 7. So yeah, you hit that muscle just right, and her grip goes.
She starts falling like Frodo.
And what you say? What you wanna do?
Let the record show I had a super cool plan wherein I turned into a snake biter and wriggled free, but I like this one too.
Well, luckily, again, she's a large creature, but you're maybe, 6 feet off the ground. Like, it's not that intense. And the ground below you is pretty soft sand, so.
Yeah.
I will stand.
Only a d4.
I will look down at the ground at Poppy and say, "Stop messing around and get up."
All right, Gideon, you're up.
Gideon is really glad he isn't seeing any of this. Because that would really bother him. Gideon turns to the yote on him and says, I don't want to fight you. And he reaches into his pocket, pulls out his thieves' tools, and uses his action to unlock the cage.
Okay. Give me a dex check with your thieves'
Plus,
tools.
I am proficient in thieves' tools.
So you get to add your proficiency.
Should be a disadvantage because he's a paladin.
Guilty conscience gets in the way.
That would be a 23.
Oh, yeah. You pop that lock open.
Hold on. Who let the dogs out?
Did you
From
get that?
out of nowhere, the Baja men bust into the tent.
Woof,
Well, you know
woof,
what?
woof,
Now
woof.
we know.
That's right.
It was
It was
Gideon.
Gideon.
It was Gideon.
Who it is.
Gosh darn it, Gideon.
And I tell the pups to run.
Okay, yeah, you see these three little faces just kind of look up at you. Still very scared because, you know, you're a strange man in the tent. They are seeing, you know, one of the adults is attacking you. So they're not quite sure what to think.
Be free, puppy.
Was just real quick, are there other cages, or was that it?
Nope, that was it.
Okay,
Yeah, just the three.
good.
Most excellent. Most excellent.
Deep in her heart, Poppy knows that there are animals that are no longer in cages.
Do I still have my movement?
Yes. Yeah, because you were already pretty much up at the cage, so.
I'm going to leave the tent with the pups if they will follow me.
Okay. Well, if
And
you
you'll get an attack of
attempting to leave,
opportunity,
attempting to
but
leave the
yep.
tent, you will take an
Yep.
attack of opportunity.
I will either
Heroic.
collapse right now, or I will get out of this tent.
I don't think a 15 will hit.
No.
Okay, yeah. So you duck under the swing, and
And hopefully the pups will follow me out.
well, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right, Yote time. So this Yote that just attempted to swing on you, Gideon, is going to step back up to you and swing again. Again, looking at their eyes, it seems as though they are magically compulsed to do whatever they're doing. And this is going to be 22,
Yeah, that'll hit.
but it'll only be for 3 slashing.
Okay.
Okay. And then back outside, basically you have the 2 Yotes behind you guys who are scrappling and fighting together.
Orzo and the other one.
Orzo and the other one.
Slow-mo.
Not Twilight.
So not Twyla. Twyla's still
on the
kind of
ground.
winded on the ground,
Yes.
watching all of this unfold.
Bless her heart.
So Orzo will not hit the Yote who is fighting him. They're locked in a stalemate. However, the one that is next to you, Xonimus, and has been helping you guys fight Aldonza, will go ahead and swing again with advantage. Oof. No. Swing and a miss.
But he's trying, so that's all that counts.
He's trying. That's what matters. Okie dokie. So that should be it for my... Yep, that's it for my Yotes. So that will bring us to Poppy. You are on the ground, staring up at the lovely sky.
It's beautiful. Somewhere in my heart, I know that puppies have been freed. I don't actually know that. My heart feels warm, and I'm not sure why.
Get some warm fuzzies.
I'm gonna use my movement essentially so I'm gonna stand up and I'm going to look up at Aldonza again and say, "That was not very nice. You shouldn't hurt people that are just trying to help other people, and you're not great, and I'm gonna stab you now." And I'm going to go with the flame blade once again.
I was gonna say, now you're in trouble.
So let me 22 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
You do have advantage.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
want
let's
to try
see
and
if I
get
crit.
that.
See if you crit. See if you crit.
I don't. The damage dice weren't as good as last time. It's gonna be 8 fire damage.
I'm gonna borrow a famous quote from a rather infamous
No.
popular DM.
Don't.
How do you want to do that?
Oh my god! Okay. So, Poppy is going to spend her action, and she's going to punctuate her speech with just hitting her with the. It's not nice to subjugate people and force them to do your bidding. That's awesome. And then with the last hit, I will go as high as my little arm will reach and just try to get into the human part of her.
So yeah, you're making all of these burning slashes at these Leonine features, and then you just slash up and catch her across the face with this burning mark. That, you know, you've got the blistering, you've got the bleeding, as Aldonza tumbles back onto the sands, and she's laying there, looking up at the sky, breathing heavily as the life is fading from her. The empire of the eternal flame will rise again.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
And her eyes go glassy. And looking behind you,
I turn to the yote people and I say, "You are free!"
We're out of the woods, we're out of the night.
yes, well, so turning behind you, you see Orzo puts a hand to his head and shakes it as he blinks a few times. And Gideon, the yote who had been fighting against you, same sort of situation. Shaking his head, one ear flicks back as he hears the noises of the pups. And one of them actually runs up to him. And he very quickly scoops this youngster up and just holds them close.
And they called it puppy love.
Yeah. The other two just come streaking out of the tent, one going over to Orzo. He does kneel down and scoops this pup up. The yote who had turned against him and was trying to keep him from killing you also leans in close, nuzzling and snuffling. You know, it's that, oh my gosh, this is my child. I've missed my child. And then the last one actually does run over to Twyla and immediately nuzzles into her, and she just biggest hug, tightest squeeze that you could ever imagine as she checks her pup over.
And I go to the guy who's right in front of me and I say, you're all right, my friend. Your pups are safe. We've taken care of them. We've taken care of the evil being that's had control over you. You're free now, as are your children.
Orzo gives you a nod. Just, thank you. Yotes will go. Will not disturb people. As he looks over to the slave pen, and he gives a few quick yips and a howl, and the pack very quickly assembles, transforming from these creatures that seem to be a mix of humans and of yotes, and they run off into the night, leaving you with a quiet evening and with the rapidly cooling corpse of what was once the Mighty Aldonza.
Red Dirt D&D, Tales from the Caliban Frontier, is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Macron Stoneshaper, Johnny Payne as Zonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tea Leaf, and I'm Michael Cross as Gideon Block. Our sound producer is Mark Coughran. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of tabletopaudio.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word out about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D and share us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and reddirtdnd.com. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban Frontier.